boy JT. I pray y'all are having a wonderful, blessed day as we give the Most High all the honor, the glory, and all the praise. My title now says, Establishing a World Empire. Establishing a World Empire. I want to talk about Nimrod and the Tower of Babel for a moment in this video, as the Most High let this very heavy in my spirit, because we live in the times now where we see this NWO, this New World Order. And when you just think of the title alone, New World Order, that means things are going to always change, pretty quickly. It's going to always be a change in something because it's a new world order. What was wrong with the old world order? But who is the God of this world? So we already know what happened with the devil. And when you have a kingdom, or we could say a world empire, it's a lot of people going to fall for it. When you look at this new world order, things are happening just like the word of the Most High said it was. I did a video back in 2014 talking about Christmas in Nimrod. And a lot of people got mad at that video because they hate truth. And when you look at like these religions and holidays and all this stuff, you can pretty much trace everything back to Babylon. And we all know that Babel means confusion. And if you know anything about Nimrod, then this video really makes sense to you. But if you don't know nothing about Nimrod, you can look at the old video where I broke down, so much about Nimrod. But when you look at this, Nimrod and his kingdom of Babel, that's why I say we got to go back to the Tower of Babel. Nimrod was a son of Cush, or Cush, some would say, which was a son of Ham, who was a son of who? Noah, which was a son of who? Adam. Just to sum it all up, which was Nimrod became very wicked. He was also called in the Bible a mighty hunter. And anytime you are great at doing something, you get power, then people start following along because they so amazed at what you can do. Then they hang around you to get what they can off you, and they continue to just follow you because most people are just looking for a leader anyway. But Nimrod was also called a man of blood in 1 Chronicles chapter 1 verse 10. So once people start seeing how great Nimrod was with killing, he was a great hunter, so that means he wasn't going to never starve, or if you was around him, you wasn't going to starve. So once people started getting a taste of what he could really do, they started worshiping Nimrod. They looked at what he can do and who he was, and Nimrod became a lover of wickedness. He rebelled so much against the Most High. He killed so many, slaughtered so many of the Most High's people. And this man was considered a king. So the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. He went out into Assyria and he built a city called what? Nineveh. And we all know about that. That's where the Most High told Jonah to go. And Jonah did not want to go down there to them wicked people. Nineveh was terrible. And Nimrod, what his goal was to establish a world empire. Now let's just pause right there for a moment. Look at how many people right now in this day time are starting an empire. They want to be worshipped. They want to be called this. They want to be looked at as this. They want the fortune and fame. They want people to really just worship them. Nowadays, that's what we see. Most people want to make a name for themselves, and they don't care who they got to kill, who they got to sacrifice, who they got to lie on, steal from, just so they can move up the ladder. Once again, this Tower of Babel, that's the beginning of Nimrod's kingdom. Once again, Babel means confusion. He came up really with a new way of worship. See, they wanted their own monument. They wanted something they could turn back to and say, this is what we did. This is what we build for ourselves. We got something we can go back to. This is us. This is ours. And the Most High couldn't allow that. He could allow that. The Tower of Babel was a high place of worship. So the Most High confused their language. It all got destroyed. That was the worship of Nimrod, and then later became the worship of who? It was another being by the name of Marduk, the supreme being of Babylon, Marduk. I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. There is always somebody else next in line ready to take over in wickedness. When you create an empire, what do you need to happen? You need unity. You got to get unity. You got to get people on one accord. You got to have a city headquarters. And then you need a motive for the encouragement and inspiration of your followers, the ones that's going to follow you. That's what Nimrod had. So once again, his goal was to keep mankind all together under his own leadership. Now, when you look at Nimrod, building the empire, you can also compare this to the Antichrist. Because Satan wanted the worship. He wanted the glory. He wanted to rise above higher than the Most High, and the Most High couldn't allow that. This old father of lies and his team, which is the Antichrist. We know that Christ had he had his forerunners like John the Baptist. The Antichrist got many forerunners. Many. But we see how the Most High cursed that old devil. Because he wanted, once again, to ascend. He wanted the glory. He wanted to be worshipped. Because of his rebellion, you look at what the Most High did to him and how he was cast down. And then what? 1/3 of the angels voluntarily went on their own. They saw a way to be worshipped. They wanted to be high. And we already know how the Bible teaches us about how they was put, some of them was put in chains, until the great white throne judgment. You can go back to the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 6. But the Bible says, it showed us about this devil. It said, it's going to be a king that shall do according to his will, not the Most High's will. And he shall exalt himself high above every God, every ruler. And he going to speak marvelous things against the Most High. Daniel chapter 11 teaches us this. Who walks around roaring, like who walks about like a roaring lion seeking who they may devour? The devil. So when you look at what the devil done, and then you look at how Nimrod followed that same pattern, establishing the kingdom. Nimrod was the king of Babylon, which is also one of the many titles of the Antichrist. Y'all know I'm still trying to get a lot of these words back since I had that stroke, so just kind of bear with me because some of the words are still hard for me to say. But this is why I always tell people, how everything you see messed up, once again, it goes back to Babylon, which means confusion. The Bible said in Revelation 13 and 15 that the lawless one will yet establish a government of idolatrous worship of himself. What we see going on in America right now is just worship. Who gonna worship who? Now look at the Babylonian Empire. This was a city they totally went against the Most High. Even when you look at the time near the time of Abraham, Babylon became an independent city-state ruled by who? The Amorites. And then we all remember King Nebuchadnezzar, what he done, who he was. In the Bible, Babylon is mentioned from Genesis to Revelation. And every time you see it, it's pretty much known as wickedness, rebellious. It's a symbol of the Antichrist's evil world system. I was talking to a brother the other day about, we was talking about business. And I said to him, even in business, they teach you levels on how to build your empire. When you are the one in charge. Because they teach you how to define your product. What does your product have that don't nobody else's product have? See, most dope dealers know what I'm talking about when I talk like this. Because dope dealers are not dumb. The majority of dope dealers are very smart because they know how to organize. I ain't talking about nickel and diamond. I'm talking about big time dope dealers. They are not dumb. They know how to plan. They know how to organize. They know what their product is. Well, what is Satan's product? They'll teach you that is your product the best on the market. Who's your competition? Who is Satan in competition with? The Most High. What did he throw at you? Fortune, fame, lies, get rich quick schemes. That's how Satan operates. They'll teach you how can you provide something better or different than the other ones that's off in the businesses. What is your product? This is all the stuff they teach you about business. And you can tie that same thing in with how Satan operates. He uses those lies. He take a little bit of truth and mix it and have you all confused. All confused. Here, they teach you how to keep it level. Be a leader in your industry and to your own style. Satan knows all this. And then they will teach you to do what? Take risks. Why do you think the devil keeps trying and trying all the time? He's very consistent in what he does. Because he keep using what works, which is deceit, lies. The Bible is so clear, I don't know how many times on do not be deceived. And the majority of people right now are deceived. The Bible already teaches the whole world pretty much whores after the Antichrist, after the devil. Except for those who are chosen, the elect, the true believers are not falling for all this, but it's so sad because most people you think that's following the Most High are following the devil right now. The devil knows how to be a leader. Set goals. He set out from the beginning to destroy our Savior. He's very disciplined. The ones that's with him are very consistent. He uses social media. How does Satan operate? Through movies, through video games, through the internet, through the cell phone. All forms of communication, because he is the God of this world and he is the prince of the power of the air. But most of us still are lost because we not understand Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle what? Not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. It's sad, y'all. The kingdom of Satan sent the Antichrist to physically rule this world. This is Satan's world. You look at all this war going on. You look at all this killing. But it's more than one war. Because you see a psychological war. What's always being planted in your minds now? Get you to look at your thinking. Then you see a social war. Then we all know about this economic war. And anytime you have an economic war, then you're going to have a political war. And then you see military war. You got war on top of war. Satan uses whatever he can use and whoever he can use. And it don't matter what color you are, what race you are. It's not against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle that's, let me tell y'all something, it's no joke out here. Things are getting worse by the minute, by the second. So when you look at empire, how Nimrod was building his empire, compared to how Satan is with his kingdom, but look at how it all got established. See, it takes people. It takes good and evil. That's why Paul said every time I try to do good, evil is always present. You can't have good without evil. And when you see what's really going on, as I close right now, I'm not going to make this video too long, but as we look at where we are at right now in this world, what we see, some of us can't see it because our minds are blinded. by the devil. And once your mind get blinded, you will never hardly accept any truth. You're going to believe what you've been looking at for years. How do you think, excuse me, oh, the Most High just laid this on me. How do you think so many young people are worshiping these rappers? These rappers done became their idol because they're looking at the product. They're looking at the fortune and fame. They're looking at what's offered to them. They're looking at only a one-sided thing. How they got there. Who they got to step on. That's why Jay-Z, Kanye West, so many of them, celebrities, period, rappers, entertainers, just, all in one, they are looked at so high now because of who they are and where they at now. But they never show you behind really the closed doors how they got where they got, who they had to step on, what they had to do, who they had to sacrifice, what really went down. See, once you see that side, it should make you think twice about, oh, I want to build my own empire. And then look at what they got on TV. Well, it's off now, but empire. When you look at that show alone, that show shows a whole lot of the dirt side of how Lucius got to where he got. And Hollywood is always portraying a movie of this. Or you got to sell dope till you get to this point. Or you got to kill this person till you get to this point. Or you got to sacrifice this, sacrifice that. See, a lot of, in these reality shows, really reality is being shown. But so many people too busy looking at, oh man, there they go again. Boy, this is funny. What's funny really ain't all that funny no more. And I close with that. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Let us learn from the day, live from yesterday, as we hope and pray for tomorrow. May the Most High bless you.